Now, you'll be the girl this time, okay?
Alright, so pretty.
I know. So you're the AMOG, alright? Now, I think we've all been in this position where you're talking to the girl and there's like a random guy at a party, whatever situation that you're in. And how do you feel if the girl turns away from me, like back turns me? How do you feel as a guy? It's like, fuck, she doesn't like me, does she? Right? But let's say I come in. I came in, I opened these two, and this guy has probably been gaming her for an hour. More than I have, which is like 30 seconds up to this point, right? So we're talking, and he's like, you know, knows what's up, and he's gonna like try to block me out, but then I'll do something like, hey, what's that over there? You see, like, honestly, she probably likes him more than she likes me, but because I Kino'd her and I'm like, hey, what's that? Like, what's he gonna think?
She don't like him.
Exactly.
Walk away.
Exactly. Very subtle stuff. Very subtle stuff. I think so. But I always start with befriend, like I did with the brother out of the Denmark story. Then I might go to ignore, which is essentially what I did here. I physically ignored, all right? I took control of the woman's body, because remember, I'm opening with Kino before I even open my mouth, all right? And then if push comes to shove, I might go into tooling, which, here's where it's okay to be your most AFC stuff, all right? Let loose the super AFC. So, who can I bar really quickly? All right, so you're the guy, okay? So you know, just be you. What's your name?
Ahmed.
Ahmed. Just be you, okay? And so this is where you can be like super AFC. Like, hey, Ahmed, where are you from?
Egypt.
Egypt. That's so cool. So you flew here?
Yeah.
Yeah. What airline did you fly on?
Egypt Airlines.
Egypt Airlines. That's so you got like freaking flyer miles?
No.
No. Well, why not? You don't have it?
Nope.
No. So like, how much did it cost?
A lot.
A lot. That's cool. So what are you visiting here for?
Just having fun.
Just having fun. That's really cool. Where have you been in Hollywood?
All around.
All around. So you've been to like the Hollywood sign yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you drive?
No.
No. So how'd you get there?
Friend.
Friend drive. You guys see what I'm doing? Like, let's say he came into my set. Let's say he came into my set. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna take out this little Asian guy. Now he's like, fuck this. I don't want to do that. Right? But I'm being super friendly. But I am acting like such a square, like such an AFC. That's the one time in the field when it's okay.
No, but AMOGs will actually do that to you. They'll start like baffling you with dumb questions.
Nah.
Oh, so where'd you get that shirt from? Oh, that's pretty cool, man. I like the little burger. And they'll start and just barraging you and takes you out of the state. Next thing you know, you forget.
Exactly. Exactly.
But you don't do it in a way that makes it seem like you're fucking with them, because then.
But
Yeah,
but you're like being super friendly. Gareth has got this other one. I want to see if I can do this really quickly, correctly, because Gareth has mastered this. It's called the never-ending question. So, where are you from, buddy? Because you know, I just got back from New York. Have you ever been to New York?
No.
So wait a minute, like where do you like to travel? Because I really like to travel to Europe. The never-ending question. So when you got a question?
I have a question. So
Yeah.
when you said when you open with Kino, you shake hands. So I mean, how do you? I guess I missed that part. Do you touch at the same time when you open? I'm not sure if you could demonstrate that.
Okay, really quickly.
So there are two girls standing. You shake hands. How do you?
Oh, yeah, let's say two girls. It doesn't matter at what angle.
So pretty.
Yeah. So, let's say you guys are both turned away from me for an extreme example. So I'm gonna come up to this two set. I'm gonna go like, "Hey guys, quick question. All right, I'm gonna go up to both of them and just on the shoulder turn, very lightly. Again, as much force as your pinky. All right."
So what if you're facing them? I mean,
Then it's just like say facing them. I'm like, "Hey guys, quick question." Pretty much. Right. Again, during the day, there's not as much leeway when it comes to Kino, right? So you have to be more subtle. But at night, you are allowed to get away with a lot more Kino. Again, we're not talking like caveman-y stuff, like just all that kind of stuff. But you are allowed if you do it appropriately, if you do it correctly.
Just because it's loud.
It's a social environment, and This is a time when guys can act their most alpha and most dominant, and women understand this is a very, in a club setting, it's 4 hours of Darwinian evolution condensed into 4 hours. All right, and women understand this. Any other questions?
I wanted to ask you about, I think it was like riling a girl up, because it's like one of the things that my wing was extremely good at. Like once he got to like comfort and he started escalating, it was a fucking rap. Like it was, he didn't need any kind of LMR. He would just learn how to rile her up in the right way to where he never had to deal with it. Because a woman is horny, it bypasses all kind of logical thinking.
Okay. There's like a physical way. We talked a little bit about escalation, Kino escalation. There's also a verbal way. I mean, I think we all conceptually understand that women are sexual creatures, right? You know, they want to have sex and all this. But, I mean, it's one thing to say, it's another thing to actually have a woman do it. And the thing is, women, you have to open the door for them first. They're not going to open the door. You open the door and then they'll step through. So the idea of like riling them up is verbally, at least, is to go from 3 imagery: romantic to sensual to sexual. Okay? When you first start talking to her, like romantic, it's like, oh, we're gonna go to dinner at this candlelit dinner, white linen, cloth table to be served upon by this maitre d' in a black and white tuxedo, and we're gonna look across each other over the table. It's romantic. Moonlit walk across the beach, yada yada yada. Very romantic, very kind of innocent. Then you go into sensual. All right. What are like the 5 senses, guys? Sight, sound, taste, smell,
touch.
Okay. So then you start talking about, as you're talking to your girl that you're sitting down at the club or wherever, let's say food, right? The smell of chocolate and that rich aroma, and the taste of it, that sugary taste on your lips. All right. Just sensual language. You can talk about the silky smoothness of her hair or skin, or how her perfume turns you on. It's sensual. Then you go into sexual. The idea of like, oh, right now I can't help but think of like just grabbing your hair, putting my hand around your neck, and bending you over. All right. Goes from romantic to sensual to sexual. You can't simply just go like, yeah, I want to take you to the car and bang you. It's a progression. All right, answer your question?
Yeah.
Cool.
What was the romantic part again?
Romantic, sensual to sexual. Romantic being like just romantic language. Like if you had to pick a perfect date, what would it be? And describing the typical kind of romantic date, whether it's
A picnic in the park.
yeah, I don't know. Again, you've got to open the door first before she'll step through. And even then, she's going to need some leading. I thought I saw, yes.
With that AMOG thing, what do you recommend for, like me especially, I'm a smaller guy. Like a lot of times, if I'm like talking to a girl in the club, it might be like some big guy, some like maybe Mario, come over and like take over my set, but he'll like do it in a real like ignoring me, like pushing me out the way, like talking to her. But how do you like recover it without like coming off as needy? Like, oh, I really need to get her attention again.
Well, again, it's like we talked about.
And like, I might try to like, say something witty or smart, but he's not paying attention to me, so it doesn't matter.
Like I said, the BIT acronym. You start with BIT: befriend, ignore, and then tool. All right, you start with befriending, and you're engaging the group, befriending the guy. If that doesn't work, you start to ignore him. As I pointed out with these 2 gentlemen over here, I did a physical ignore. I turned her away from him so that she back turned to
See,
him.
what I'm saying is, what if I'm already talking to the girl, he comes out of nowhere and like does that to me. Like,
And okay,
he
so now you're
ignores
trying to
me,
get back in.
He engages her but ignores me.
Then you just Kino turn. You just Kino turn to her. Seriously, you're like, hey, kind of deal. I mean, you can try to like verbally re-engage them, but I mean, you can't simply like parachute right back in. Right, you've got to re-engage. The biggest, is just having good defense from the beginning, so that when they do come in, you don't lose it. I mean, you can do like this if you want to, and you go to the girl, and the guy, and you turn to the girl and say, "Hey, that must have really hurt. And what's the girl's gonna say? That sounds like the pickup line, right? And so she's gonna say, what do you mean? Like, cause he's hitting on you really hard.